Podcast with our host Chris Richards. Chris, how are you? And we're going to highlight another great entrepreneur today. Those entrepreneurial stories, they make you excited, don't they, Chris?
Oh yeah, this is what I look for every week. Our talks here, discovering new things with founders, and really just hearing their stories. So, super excited for our guest here today. We have Rex Campo Sargardo. Correct me if I mispronounced that.
Yeah, it
But
was close. Campo Sagrado.
okay, awesome. And yeah, you've had such a treasured history in the IT and web space as an SEO consultant since last time we talked. It was the 1990s, right?
Yeah, since 1995. So
That's awesome.
I
So
look
we
younger than I actually am.
still look great, still look great. So yeah, we're super excited today to really hear about all the insights that you've learned over the years in your career and how some of newer or existing entrepreneurs can use those strategies for their current firm.
Sure.
Absolutely. So I'll kick us off, right? So, part of us always learning about the journey, right, is, how did you get Rex Digital Marketing started, and what was those humble beginnings for you?
As far as how I got started, like you said, I started in the 1990s, the mid 1990s when the internet was just kind of coming out and Google wasn't even out
Hmm.
yet until 98. But I got interested. I was a data analyst. So I thought it was a little bit boring. So on the side as a hobby, I was building websites and then I found out like, how do I get traffic to these sites? I'm paying for the traffic, but it's getting expensive as a hobby. So
Right.
that's when I started learning SEO. And at that time, nobody was teaching SEO. It was you have to reverse engineer websites, see what they're doing, analyze the competition. That's what you kind of do now is analyze the competition and see what they're doing, what you can do better. So I took that and I started going away from being a data analyst. I still do that as far as reporting and stuff, but
Right.
um, I started working for internet companies, like e-commerce companies, being a
Mm.
general manager. For example, I I began my internet career working as a web designer, web developer at a e-commerce company with 30 websites. But they weren't applying SEO. So
Oh,
as
so that
I
was
was
fun.
building the sites, I'm like, all your pages, the URLs are numbers. It's not the actual word of the
Yeah.
product. So little things like that. And then the owner's like, you're not a web designer. I'm like, what? Am I going to get fired? He says, no, I want you to be my general manager. I want you to oversee all the online marketing, SEO, web development, stuff like that. So I started doing that for a few years. I branched out and I owned my own e-commerce businesses. And then I started honing my skills, working for agencies, in-house for large corporations.
Mm.
I worked for the biggest, I'm not going to mention the name, but the biggest agency in the world working on huge accounts, government, education, pharmaceutical, you name it, household name brands. So I started working on those accounts. Um, and I still subcontract for agencies from time to time when their SEOs can't figure out, they're stumped. So
Yeah, they come
they
to the
come
expert.
they come to me, like, what can you help us with for 2 weeks? I
Right.
charge hourly rate. So I'm like, well, they tried this and tried that. I'm like, well, okay, they didn't do this. And so I troubleshoot a lot of things that SEO teams can't figure out. But I also help business owners, of course. That's what I like doing as a passion. When they succeed, I feel like I succeed too. So
Hmm.
my vision is
Yeah.
about building relationships and helping business owners because I'm a business owner myself. So I know the struggles and I know how people feel when they have a website, but nobody's actually going to it.
You know what
Yeah,
I,
that's
I
those incredibly important. Go
Uh,
ahead, Neil.
No, I was going to say, Rex, the SEO is something when you've been able to see the big wigs, how much money they spend on paid ads, paid Google, and how organically how much content needs to be out. You can really speak to a client, say it's not an overnight success, or SEO would be
Mhm.
done by everybody, right? And have the get ranked number one in Google that fast. It's a process.
Yeah, and for a lot of companies, especially like insurance companies, if they aren't doing SEO and they're using paid ads like Google ads, sometimes it's $150, $200 a click.
Oh wow.
Imagine if like 100 people click on the link on the Google ad in one day. You can't sustain that. So that's why you need SEO. Some of these companies I worked with spend 2 million a year on SEO just because, they have high, some of them are uh, medical where a patient is worth $300,000. So
Right.
worth investing 2 million a year to get on the first page of Google and get unlimited clicks instead of $200 a click,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, that seems like a much more scalable business model for them. So, I wanted to talk a little bit more about that core vision that you have for entrepreneurs, right? As you transition really to building your own firm and working with other business owners, how has that vision sort of evolved for you today?
I when I talk to business owners, they always have a bad taste in their mouth when they talk to SEOs because they got burned over and over again, not just by SEO individuals, but by agencies. And
Hmm.
really, the agencies, it's more not about the relationships, it's about getting the sale. So they'll get the sale, do a 6 month, 1 year contract. When that contract comes up, usually the business owner quits because they didn't get any results. So with my vision, like I said, it's relationships. I want to when I talk to a client, they're not just another number. They're not a sale. I actually get to personally know them. And I some of them become my friends. We go out, uh,
Yeah.
coffee, hey, let's meet up and have some lunch, or dinner. So I have it like a friendship with my clients, not just okay. Uh, if we lose them, we have no one to replace them, you know. I
Yeah.
don't have a huge sales team like some agencies have a sales team of 10 people. So that's to get more clients for the ones that they lose. I'm more about
Right.
sticking with the relationship and actually helping the clients.
But that's the key to it, right? If you keep your customers, the one you spent so hard to get, and really, that filter into it and really,
Chris, your mic's cutting out, bud. Your mic's cutting out. Can you hear me, Chris? You there, Rex?
I'm here.
Yeah, you can hear his mic was cutting
oh,
off. So we'll figure that out in a second. Let me just go to a question with Rex, and then you start interrupt Chris, and we'll see if it's working. So that's the whole live streaming thing. So the thought process, Rex, is SEO because of AI now, and because of so complexity of Google and all these different search engines, and now it's not just SEO for websites; it's SEO for any type of thing you use SEO, and they use the term SEO when they really don't understand SEO. You see this all the time. Oh, we're SEOing this for TikTok. No, you're not. You're just writing a good copy with a couple of hashtags. That's not SEO. You're not going in there and monitoring your competition, doing all the different things that what SEO is defined as. What do you say now? And all these people are just trying to throw keywords in and throwing SEO on page, off page. I know this, I know that. How do you let business owners kind of understand the power of what you need to do to start to have success in SEO?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. Every client I work with, same thing. They don't know what SEO is.
hmm,
So they're like, oh, my Google ad is not performing well. I'm going, well, that's not SEO. Well, can you work on it? I'm like, that's not part of the contract, but we can add that on. And then my social, why am I not showing? I'm like, well, that's social media marketing. I mean, I can add that on too. But yeah, so a lot of it's about education. A lot of these business owners, like I said, they worked with agencies and they all they know is they pay them and they don't even know what's going on. So with me, I like to educate. I like to teach a man to fish instead of just giving them a fish. So a lot of these clients, some of them want to learn SEO. So sometimes I do like one-on-one as I'm fixing things. They want to sit in and watch what I do. I know that's a little micromanagement,
yeah.
but like I said, it's building relationships. But some of these people want to know if I have an online course. So there was a lot of requests for that. So I did build an online course, SEO
Oh, that's
Bootcamp
awesome.
Online. Yeah, it's SEObootcamponline.com. So it's like a module, 11 modules with 60 videos. And it's in layman's terms because I know I've seen videos where it's like way over person's head. They're going to watch like maybe 3 or 4 videos.
Right.
Terminology is over their head. So I made it layman's terms because I was an adjunct instructor at a computer school teaching SEO and digital marketing. So I can see by people's faces if they're engaged, or it's just like they're confused and tuning out. So I kind of have the experience about teaching SEO in layman's terms. I've taught content writers, editors in person, in corporate and in classroom. So it's all about education. So business owners, a lot of them, after they got burned over and over again, they want to make sure that SEO person who's doing their work is
Mm.
actually doing something. So I do have like project management tools like Asana and Trello, where I add them to it. So when I complete a task, they're notified via email.
Yeah.
Some of them, it could be overwhelming, but some of them like it because they know what's going on.
And that's how you
Yeah.
keep that's how you keep your clients. And your mic is working fine. Well now, Chris. Go
Okay,
ahead.
great. Hopefully, yeah, no interruptions. Yes, because this next question is really something I was wondering. So, with the rise of these new AI tools, right? There are a ton of that can, profess that they can do the SEO work for you. What have you seen in terms of the AI field, and how is that affecting the SEO industry? And is your business doing anything with AI, or how is it sort of managing that landscape now?
Yeah, I use AI every day. I love AI, but the only thing is you have to treat AI like an intern. It's not
Yeah.
perfect. You know, you ask it to do something. For example, like in SEO, there's meta description. That's the description in the Google listing. So you ask it, like, do a prompt, write a meta description with a call to action up to 160 characters for this URL. And when it produces it, it's like 130 characters. So you want
Mm.
to go all the way as far as you can to go up to 160. So it's not perfect. And as far as it integrating with the website, there's programs, AI programs integrate with the website and say, oh, I'm going to fix all your broken links. I'm going to fix this and fix that. But like I said, it's like an intern. So when I did use those programs, it's like I fixed 100%. And then I run an audit and I'm like, there's still a lot that
Still a
weren't.
lot missing, right? So there's still that need for a true SEO specialist really to come in and really get underneath the surface, right? Because I think most people are trying to hit the easy button and throw on their website in an AI prompt and hoping for the best for SEO. Uh,
Yeah, and if you're working with large pieces of data, I did SEO work for government for military, and they had
Interesting.
300 something pages. So I put in a prompt, write a title tag under 60 characters, write a meta description, like I said, with a CTA under 160 characters for these URLs, and it just produced garbage. It's just like like I said, it produced like up to 160 characters. It would produce 100 characters. It's like,
It's
come
what
on.
AI is good for, and Neil Patel talks about this, is more breaking down analytics, looking at specific structures, not looking at writing something for you. Coming up with strategy, yes, but AI is not going to make the best writer ever, unless you're taking the content from the horse's mouth of a person, right?
Yeah, plus Google also announced it last year in their algorithm that
Oh.
basically March 2024 algorithm update, like the Broadcore, said Google hates AI.
Right. And there's a way of detecting AI with different programs that are out there. And if you take just the transcript of a podcast from somebody and then ask him to write that, you're less likely to show AI created content versus if you just ask ChatGPT to write it. It's not there. And
Yeah,
that's
it's like well, like school, like college. When I got my MBA, you submit a paper and it runs it through a plagiarism checker. If it's
Hmm.
plagiarized, it's going to fail you. Same with Google. It's
yeah.
basically AI pulls from different sources, so it can detect its plagiarism.
That's why
Interesting.
the expert is the best important person to get the information out of them any way you can is going to be the best content versus trying to have them have AI write ideas for you or a writer, right? The
Yeah, you can ask it to, hey, create blog topic or blog. Give me a list of top 10 blog topics around this, you know,
right.
Right.
thing. And you can use it, you can take it or use it, but it gives you like ideas or create a content brief,
Right.
but you don't ask it to write it verbatim for you. And I
Right.
know there's a lot of AI companies that are out there that sell that. but business owners don't know that.
Hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
that's incredibly insightful. Thanks for sharing that. Because that was something I was also sort of trying to realize is any of these AI results real for this some of this SEO work that it does, for even for my own brand. So, with that, you've done some incredible work with SEO. I wanted to see if you could share with some of the highlights of different clients and impact that you've done as a result of your SEO work, whether it's is it increasing conversion, certain KPIs? What have you sort of seen from businesses when they invest in SEO?
Sure. I did work for a publishing company. They had 16 different magazines, both print and online. So a lot of the revenue that they were getting that they wanted to get was from their online publications because they can sell ad spots. So
Mm.
they were charging um, per impression. It's a CPM model.
Oh,
So, it was about 4,000 an ad spot. So when I started working on the 16 websites, I educated because each of these online publications had 6 to 12 editors, writers, content writers each. So I held like monthly meetings with each of the brands, magazine brands, and I educated on SEO. Some of them were from Northwestern University, Medill School of Journalism, and they said that's not the way we were taught to write. So they were
mm.
kind of stubborn at first, but then when I showed them the analytics, I'm like, well, this person who's doing SEO got 100,000 views to their article. You had 50 views.
Oh,
And that's
wow.
because your article was on the homepage briefly for one day. So I mean you can write, but if nobody's really reading it, I mean you're just basically getting paid to put content and there's no viewership. So
Yeah.
then they started turning around and started applying the SEO. And then, increases of 1.6 million page views additional in a year.
Wow.
So I took sites, all 16 sites were like anywhere from 300% to 1100% increases within 8 months
That's
in
fabulous.
organic
Yeah.
traffic.
And it's about putting the research in and putting in the game. And it depends on what competitors you're dealing with, right? To have the success in SEO. If you're having less competitors and an easier way to rank, it's not as challenging as if you like local better. What are your thoughts on that?
Local is pretty easy. I mean,
Yeah,
Mm.
local, getting nationwide is a little tougher,
it's
more,
yeah.
gives
I
more
can
work,
imagine.
but I like. But yeah, local clients are pretty easy. I get them ranked. Sometimes I get them ranked where they're on the first page of Google and they say, especially small business owners, they say, okay, well, um, let's stop the SEO, and then once the rankings drop, then I'll hire you again. So I'm like,
What?
okay. And then I have clients from 10 years ago that haven't called me back because they're still on the first page. Because there's
You
no the
you
competition.
telling me you did so damn good that
I
maybe they're
mean, like I
no
said, I build
reason.
relationships. If they want to end it, I'm not going to. I know there's other opportunities because you can target even more keywords and continue to go, but they don't
Right.
want that. They're happy because I had an electrical contractor client that he wasn't getting any business, but then he's backed up 6 weeks. Every time I talk to him, he's backed up 6 weeks because everything's coming from Google.
So now it's to a point where their operations can't even just keep up with the business, and it becomes just a scale issue for them more so than it is you not being able to do the results. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Um, and so just a last little question. What are some key insights that you want to leave the audience here today? Someone who's maybe a new business owner or maybe an existing one, and maybe you have some SEO or a team. What would you say leave some insights for them?
You know, like I said, a lot of businesses, they don't know what SEO is. And when they tried SEO, they just spent money and didn't see results. There, I want to say I talked to other SEO and agencies. I have like close to 6,000 followers on my LinkedIn, and they're all SEOs, pretty much all SEOs.
Wow.
And they all say the same thing that 80% of the SEOs and agencies out there are scams. A lot of them are
Wow.
using low junior level SEOs, and they have maybe 10 clients under their roster that they had to handle. So they only give you like 5, 10 hours a month. They're not, and 5, 10 hours a month, it's not quality SEO.
No.
Well, that's why I mean, that's why I say don't be deterred by hiring an SEO person. Do your research. I mean,
Right.
it could be me, but I mean, do your research and see what kind of clients. Are they like a agency that's like a revolving door, where if they don't produce results, they have another client to fill the lost client.
And
Right.
and that's the way because of how crazy certain industries and the marketing that is a revolving door. They get the year contract and it's done, and the next person comes on through. Now, I think that do you focus mostly on local as your agency, or you go some national clients as well?
I have national clients as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. And like I said, the local is pretty easy. Get
Mhm.
them ranked with optimize the Google business profile, get them ranked in Google Maps because
Right.
33% of people, if you're in the top three on this first result page, 33% of people go to that Google Maps listing.
And Apple Maps too, another big one.
And Apple Maps, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a little easier, especially when the competition isn't really doing strong SEO. You can really outrank them pretty well.
Versus national, depending on
Yeah.
keywords and different challenges. Where do you
Is
see
there
SEO going? And with that, with AI and with the different things, do you see it finally kind of disappearing, or do you think it's gonna be more powerful because now getting it ranked in the different AI platforms through?
AI is going to get more sophisticated. It could it could get around the Google algorithm about plagiarism and
mm,
figure out something. Okay, don't create something, but not spin it, but massage it so that it's not exact verbatim. But the thing with AI, if it does come to that point, you still need somebody with SEO knowledge to manage that AI.
Totally. Right.
Yeah, so if it comes to that point, you need an experienced SEO just to make sure and check the quality of the work that's being produced by AI.
Yeah, I was thinking more the AI is going to be the search engines more and more moving forward.
Oh
Right.
yeah, I know
oh,
like
that could be.
right now with Google, they're using generative AI.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of big corporations were concerned about that, but that's the same thing like people also ask, or the carousels when they first were introduced.
Yeah.
There's going to be a slight dip in traffic. So people are going to find what they're looking for informative, bottom or top of the funnel when they're doing their research. They're going to see it right in the search results. But when they're ready to buy, the traffic coming to your site from the generative AI, it's going to be bottom of the funnel. So
Mm.
even though your traffic is going to be less, the quality of the traffic come to your site is going to be better.
Interesting. Okay. Chris, any other questions for Rex?
Is there anything to having a backlinking strategy, as it relates to maybe a normal business owner?
Yeah, that's often overlooked. Some agencies, even the big ones, they
Mm-hmm.
don't get involved with link building. They don't get involved because it's very tedious, but it's the second most important algorithm, Google Penguin, next to
Really?
the number one is Google Panda. That has to do with the quality of the content.
Which
Google
is
Panda.
eat, right? Uh,
Yes, EAT, that's part of it too. And then
mm.
the second most important is Google Penguin that has to do with the quantity and quality of the links pointing
Mm.
your site.
Right.
So
They can't be garbage links where people just comment on someone's website blogs thinking that's going to help. That's really, that could get you punished down the line. It's getting on authority websites, being mentioned on those websites, and then backlinking you. That's going to be the power. And that's by getting those link follows, right? You spend time looking at their niche and making sure you can connect those people to those other people that are related and have a decent website authority, right? Because bad backlinks are horrible.
yeah, I explain this to business owners when I'm telling them about backlinks. Is it's like high school. The more friends you have, the more popular you'll be.
Mm. Mm.
The more links you have, the more popular you'll be. But your friends have to be good friends. They can't be bad friends, like bad
Right.
links. Otherwise, that'll bring you down. It's going to hurt you. So it's about the quality of links and the quantity of links. And they, like I said, it has to be good links.
Right. Great
Well,
information.
yeah, I learned something new
One other
today.
question, Chris.
Yeah, no, that's it for me. It was an incredible pleasure to have you on today. We learned so much. So we'll look
Exactly.
forward to having you on again soon.
Thanks, Rex. Appreciate it. Best place to go. Where can we go to check you out, Rex?
I'm on rexdigitalmarketing.com. And like I said, I have an online course, SEO bootcamp online.com.
Thanks, Rex. That was a